This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Thursday, the 22nd day of December in the year 2022. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here's what we're tracking tonight. One of the accused in the $400 million raw gold heist, Subutaro Singh, known as Mike Singh, was murdered last evening on Regent Street. Singh was recently charged and released on bail along with a number of other accused in the theft of the gold from the home of an East Coast Demerara woman. According to reports, just after 6:30 last night, Singh was in the vicinity of the Prestige store on Regent Street along with two other persons vending on the pavement when he was attacked and stabbed to the neck. His attacker is unknown, and the brazen murder startled shoppers in the area. There are reports that a man had complained about death threats. 2 months ago, he was named as one of the men who allegedly carted off a large amount of gold from an East Coast Demerara home during a construction exercise. The gold heist reportedly took place months ago. The men were reportedly carrying out repair works at the house when they stumbled on the gold that was stashed at the property. The gold was only discovered missing months later, after a city gold dealer became suspicious after he bought a large quantity of the raw gold from a number of persons who were not involved in gold mining. The investigations into last evening's murder are ongoing. The Guyana Police Force has not named any suspect as yet. More news coming up in just a moment.
Something big is here. GTT presents the moment you've all been waiting for.
'Tis the season to drive with GTT. Get your chance to be one of 4 lucky winners of a Toyota Raise, plus weekly giveaways and more. Simply activate a prepaid plan, sign up for fiber and voice plan, pay any 2 bills with MMG, or join the GTT family, and vroom! It could be you. 4 Toyota Raises, 4 winners. Drive with GTT.
At Giftland Office Max, we're all about customer satisfaction. Whether it's clothing and shoes for the ladies, gents, and kids, or for the latest electronics or hardware appliance, we're always thinking of satisfying you, our dear customers. Now you can shop online at www.giftlandofficemax.com or visit us at the Giftland Mall, where we're happy to serve each and every one of you.
The season to get what you've always wanted with a little help from Republic Bank. Same-day approvals apply online. It's time to make it happen for yourself and your family. Get cash back for the best Christmas ever. Sorrel making, garlic postering, ham and black cake eating. Now this is Christmas.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Fireside sweet, standard and unique. Room fresh and nice, comfortable and neat. 24-hour whole day we a do it. Affordable price on a Garnet Street, yo. Can't vex, cause we top of the line. Fireside are the best, 5-star we a shine. From you come one time, we tag a left on your mind. To tell your family, your friend, them one more time say. Best service a Fireside Suite. Safety ensured on a Fireside Suite. Price them cheap on a Fireside Suite. Come enjoy your stay on a Fireside Suite. Fireside Suite located at 154 Garnet Street, Kitty. For bookings and reservation, call contact number 623-3473. Matic Queen.
Get in the game with Buster. Win a full gaming setup, Xbox X, gaming chair, gaming speaker and headset, or any of over 60 weekly prizes like Oculus Quest 2, Mini 2 drone, Nintendo Switch, and many more top gaming prizes. Check below for details.
The leader of the People's National Congress Reform, Aubrey Norton, has started his search for the next General Secretary of the People's National Congress Reform. The move comes following the resignation of party executive member Gita Chandan Edmond from the position. She has indicated that she will remain in the executive of the party. Mr. Norton has indicated that he will announce his choice for the post within the next week or very early in the new year. Party insiders have told news sources that the party leader has had discussions with at least one senior party member about taking up the position. But some PNC officials said they believe a number of candidates should be carefully looked at, and the one that is chosen is one who can do more than just administrative duties for the party. The General Secretary's position is a key position in the party. Norton was a one-time General Secretary of the PNC. According to the party's constitution, the General Secretary should be chosen by the leader from among the elected members of the party's executive. Party executive members Mervyn Williams, Dawn Hastings Williams, and Ganesh Mahipal have emerged as the favorites from among some party officials who should be considered for the job. With Norton indicating that his focus is on uniting the PNC reform, political analysts will be closely looking at his choice for the next General Secretary. In the world of politics, leader of the People's National Congress Reform, Aubrey Norton, who is also the opposition leader, today called on his party to not only learn from the lessons of their past leaders, including the late Desmond Hoyte, but to remain united as they confront acts of discrimination and domination, which he said was coming from the ruling PPP. Mr. Norton at the time was delivering the keynote address during a ceremony at the Seven Pawns Place of Heroes to mark the 20th death anniversary of Hugh Desmond Hoyte, who served as President of Guyana from 1985 to 1992 and as opposition leader from 1992 until the date of his death. The opposition leader Aubrey Norton today said the issues of discrimination and dominance which confront the country today are the very issues that consumed the country in the 1990s, as he alluded to the firing of public servants, including some 69 Foreign Service officers by the PP civic government at the time. He said they were fired simply because they were perceived to be supporters of the then opposition. He said it was Mr. Hoyte who had led the party and its supporters out of adverse circumstances.
It was Mr. Hoyte's leadership at the time which brought us through this difficult and testing situation. He faced a similar situation as we do today. The PNCR had to assert its rights as a party. In those days, we protested. We made our point, but it's our task to analyze those protests and develop new strategies in this circumstance.
Norton said as it was in the past, Guyanese today are witnessing the massive transfer of the country's wealth to supporters of the ruling party, the PPP. Notwithstanding the challenges of the day, Mr. Norton expressed confidence that a united coalition would be successful at the next general elections. Meanwhile, he remembered Desmond Hoyte, the second leader of the PNC reform, for his contributions to the development of the country's economy and the development of Guyana.
That he had taken an economy battered by the global economic crisis and transformed it through the mechanism of the Economic Recovery Program, popularly called the ERP. He used that to transform it into a vital and growing economy.
Norton also said the late president's achievement was not confined to the economic field, as he was big on culture and education. It was recalled that it was Desmond Hoyte as president who launched the Guyana Prize in 1987, while underscoring the importance of culture and education. According to Norton, the government should take a page out of Hoyte's book and channel much needed resources from the country's budding oil and gas sector towards the development of culture.
And we must not forget that it was Mr. Hoyte who was directly responsible for the creation of the Iwakarama Rainforest Project, something which is celebrated today, but people conveniently refuse to accept that it was the brainchild of Hugh Desmond Hoyte who took it to the Commonwealth Conference in 1989 and had it approved.
Former leader of the People's National Congress Reform, Robert Corbyn, former Prime Minister and Mayor of Georgetown, Hamilton Green, and former General Secretary of the PNCR, Oscar Clark, along with City Mayor Braxton Ryan and members of Parliament from the opposition, were among those in attendance at this morning's ceremony to mark the 20th anniversary of the death of Desmond Hoyte.
The
Guyana Youth Student Movement presents the Green Line, the Federation. December the 26th at Congress Place of Fire, performing live. Quasi A, the Fame Band, DJ Magnum, DJ Reality, and Mixmaster Tony. Admission $1,000. Cash prizes for individuals and group with the best fed up attire. It's the Green Line, the Federation.
Fireside Suite standard and unique. Room fresh and nice, comfortable and neat. 24-hour whole day we a do it. Affordable price on a Garnet Street, yo. Can't vex, cause we top of the line. Fireside are the best, 5-star we a shine. From you come one time, we tag a left on your mind. To tell your family, your friend, them one more time say. Best service a Fireside Suite. Safety ensured on a Fireside Suite. Price them cheap on a Fireside Suite. Come enjoy your stay on a Fireside Suite. Fireside Suite located at 154 Garnet Street, Kitty. For bookings and reservation, call contact number 623-3473. Mate Queen.
GBTI Quick Cash Christmas is back, just the way you like it. Get up to $500,000 easy for anything you want this Christmas. We ain't waiting on Santa. We buy and we own this Christmas. Apply at your nearest branch or online at www.gbtibank.com from October 15th to December 31st. GBTI, we see Christmas through your eyes. Terms and conditions apply.
A very, very Guyanese Christmas.
The Guyana Youth Student Movement presents the Green Line, the Federation. December the 26th at Congress Place of Fire, performing live. Quasi A, the Fame Band, DJ Magnum, DJ Reality, and Mixmaster Tony. Admission $1,000. Cash prizes for individuals and group with the best fed up attire. It's the Green Line, the Federation.
A post-mortem examination carried out on the body of the 11-year-old girl who was found dead under a hammock in her family's yard has revealed that she died from strangulation. The young girl, Tanisha Johnson of Quarantine Berbice, was reportedly seen swinging in the hammock moments before the tragedy. Her mother told police investigators that she had just stepped out of the yard to make a purchase from a mobile vendor when one of her other children raised an alarm. According to the mother, when she rushed into the yard, she saw her daughter's body with blood coming from the nose and lying on the ground just under the hammock. The confused mother rushed the child to the hospital where she was pronounced dead. Police investigators are continuing their probe of the matter. It is now suspected that the child might have been entangled in the old hammock before falling through to the ground. In the oil and gas sector, the Court of Appeal has ruled that the Hess Guyana Exploration Limited and China National Offshore Oil Corporation Guyana Sinuk did not need separate license to engage in oil development and production, since their partner, Esso Exploration and Production Guyana Limited, had already obtained a license. The appellate court handed down its decision on Wednesday, and in so doing, upheld the Chief Justice's decision, which was made in February of 2020. Political activist Raymond Gaskin had challenged Hess and Sinuk's involvement in oil production here in the absence of a license. In a statement, the Attorney General's chamber said Mr. Gaskin had argued before the learned Chief Justice and again on appeal that Hess and Sinuk could not engage in oil exploration or production in Guyana because they had not obtained the requisite permissions. But both the High Court and the Court of Appeal dismissed the arguments, finding instead that since Esso Guyana, Hess and Sinuk were involved in a joint venture, they were covered under the permissions obtained by Esso. The statement from the Attorney General also said that with the Court of Appeal dismissing Gaskin's appeal, the company's activities, including oil production, can continue undisturbed. The Minister of Natural Resources was represented by the Attorney General Anil Nandlal and Senior Counsel Edward Lacu. Meanwhile, Senior Counsel Andrew Pollard represented Esso Guyana and Sinuk, while Mr. Nigel Hughes represented Hess. The appellant Raymond Gaskin was represented by Sino Jairam, Melinda Janke, and Ron Montilal.
Census takers are visiting communities across Guyana and collecting information from every household. This information will help the government to plan better for our country's development. All the information shared will be treated as strictly confidential, and everyone is asked to participate. No one should be alarmed about any question asked, because the answers provided will help to improve living standards, decrease community crime rates, and improve access to housing and healthcare, among other benefits.
The census gives us the tool to identify some of these important gaps that exist across communities, within communities, and across regions, so that we can have targeted intervention.
Yeah, we counting way from region 1 to region 10, the whole country. Yeah, we counting way.
Food Max Supermarket, located on the ground floor at the Giftland Mall, is your one-stop shop for all your grocery needs. We stock a variety of imported frozen meat and food products, fresh produce, and pet supplies, freshly made bread. Rotisserie chicken and patties are also available daily. Shop in comfort today at Food Max and let our courteous staff assist you in satisfying your shopping needs. Food Max, the fresh food specialist.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Get in the game with Buster. Win a full gaming setup, Xbox X, gaming chair, gaming speaker and headset, or any of over 60 weekly prizes like Oculus Quest 2, Mini 2 drone, Nintendo Switch, and many more top gaming prizes. Check below for details.
Fuel it up and drive, super 95. Tune up, fuel it up and drive, super 95. Tune up, protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guy Oil's Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guy Oil's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Across the region tonight, the Deputy UN Chief Amina Mohammed has urged countries to urgently consider Haiti's request for an international specialized armed force to help restore security in the Caribbean state and alleviate a humanitarian crisis. She said now is certainly not the time for the world to turn away from Haiti. Addressing the UN General Security Council, Haitian gangs have expanded their territory since the 2021 assassination of Haitian President Jovenel Moïse. The resulting violence has left much of the country off limits to government and has led to routine gun battles with the police. In September, Haitian gangs created a humanitarian crisis by blocking a fuel terminal for nearly 6 weeks, halting most economic activity. The UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres in October proposed that one or several countries send a rapid action force to help Haiti's police remove a threat posed by armed gangs. He was not suggesting that the force be deployed by the UN. The BBC is reporting tonight that King Pele's cancer has progressed. A statement from the Sao Paulo hospital, where the 82-year-old legendary football player is being treated, has confirmed. The three-time World Cup winner has been in hospital for 3 weeks. His daughter wrote on Instagram that he would spend Christmas in the facility. A statement issued by the hospital said Pele requires greater care related to renal and cardiac dysfunctions because of the cancer progression. Pele had a tumor removed from his colon in September of last year and has since had regular treatment. His daughter said the Christmas at home has been suspended. Just after he was admitted, a statement issued by the hospital said Pele had a good response to treatment for a respiratory infection care and added that he was undergoing a reassessment of chemotherapy treatment. Pele is Brazil's all-time leading men's scorer with 77 goals in 92 games, and he helped the country win the World Cup in 1958, 1962, and 1970. And finally tonight, international news. A powerful Arctic winter storm is making its way through the US and parts of Canada, bringing with it frigid temperatures and flight delays ahead of the busiest travel days of the year. More than 100 million people across the U.S. are on the winter weather alerts, and snowy conditions are expected to wreak havoc and chaos this weekend. Major airports have already canceled flights in anticipation of the storm. The cold snap could bring the coldest Christmas in decades, according to forecasters. The National Weather Service said bone-chilling temperatures of minus 50 degrees Fahrenheit were possible by the end of this week in some parts of the country. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.